But we got to start with the alien thing, because Donald Trump has announced that he is, in fact, going to release those files that we have all been waiting for so long. And of course, I am not referring to the Epstein files. I'm actually talking about the X-Files, apparently. As we all know, over the weekend, an interview with Brian Tyler Cohen and Barack Obama aired, where he asked Obama point blank, are aliens real? And Obama was like, yeah. And then he kind of was like, but, they really haven't, we don't have them like somewhere. And that, of course, was a very interesting little thing. It was a fun interview. And then the story died off. Well, on Thursday aboard Air Force One, Ducey decided to ask Donald Trump, quote, Barack Obama said that aliens are real. Have you seen any evidence of non-human visitors to Earth? And Trump responded, well, he gave classified information. He's not supposed to be doing that. So Obama saying aliens are real, according to Trump, that was classified. He's not supposed to say that. So Ducey, of course, is like, so aliens are real? And Trump's like, well, I don't know if they're real or not. I can tell you he gave classified information. He's not supposed to be doing that. He made a big mistake. He took it out of classified information. I don't have an opinion on it. And then he said, I may get him out of trouble by declassifying. And that wasn't the end of it. Because then later on, Thursday evening, Trump gets on Truth Social and announces, I'm going to release all the files. I'm going to declassify everything. I'm going to let y'all know what is happening with the extraterrestrials, which is fun. It's great. It's also meant to distract us from all of the horrible things happening in the United States and across the globe. So please understand, this is 100% a distraction, and not a very clever one either. And honestly, I got to say, I'm a little disappointed in Obama for opening the door to give Trump this distraction, right? If you look at the chain of events, this wouldn't be happening had that interview not taken place. I'm not trying to blame Brian Tyler Cohen or say he did a bad job or even say that it was wrong. I'm glad he did. But at the same time, chain of events, now we're here, and now the public is going to be enthralled in this whole alien thing versus the imminent attack on Iran. And Li Fong actually pointed out, back in the early 1950s, the CIA wanted to overthrow the government of Guatemala. But they obviously knew at the time, like, look, the public is going to be pretty pissed if we do this. So the CIA put out a telegram internally. And in that telegram, Li Fong points out, they actually talked about different ways to distract the public. One of them was, maybe some Midwesterner gives birth to sextuplets. And then we run that as like a human interest story and everybody's distracted because, hey, a woman had 6 babies. Or we distract them with flying saucers. So that was part of the CIA's plan. Like, talking about aliens is typically something the government does when it wants you to look at over here at the shiny flying saucer instead of what we're about to do, typically, unfortunately, overthrowing another country's government. Trump obviously did not do that with Venezuela and got a lot of backlash for that. So this time he's like, you know what? Thanks, Obama. I'm going to take this and run with it. And now we're going to learn the truth about aliens, which again is fun. I mean, if you're like me, if you're in my age range, if you're a millennial, maybe even Gen Xer, you grew up being traumatized by the show Unsolved Mysteries. So I think our generation has always had quite a big fascination with, extraterrestrials and, the paranormal. And a lot of us still occasionally have nightmares about that very terrifying show that we sat down and watched every Wednesday with our parents right after Rescue 911, which of course was no less traumatizing. However, this is what we get. We don't get the Epstein files, but we're dang sure getting the X-Files, folks. This could also be Donald Trump's way of maybe it's not to distract us, from all the things like Epstein and Iran. Maybe Trump's going to be like, listen, FBI, you got to like doctor up these files a little bit. Let's say Epstein was an alien. Okay. So then my association with him, it's not because I was doing bad stuff with kids. It's because, I was a paranormal investigator for the CIA. So we'll say Epstein was an alien, or maybe the government of Iran is actually being run by these aliens. And of course, ICE has to be out here in the United States. We're not looking for, illegal aliens. We're looking for literal aliens. That'll calm the public down, right? Honest to God, that will be the least shocking thing we see. It's just if he tries to use this alien excuse to keep doing more horrible things like, we got to get the aliens out for real. Scorpius EA says, I don't even blame Obama. It was a jovial response that no normal person took as literal. He was matching Brian's energy. Yeah, I agree. I'm not blaming either of them for that either. I think it's fun. Honestly, like, that was a very clever question to ask. It's just unfortunate that this happened, right? I mean, if I could go back in time and tell them what would happen from it, I would say, but still do it. Because, it's kind of interesting. And let's be honest, distraction or not, it's going to be kind of cool. Or terrifying. Honestly, at this point, I don't even care. I don't even care if it's like, yes, aliens are real and they're plotting to, take over the world. Then it's like, fine, do it. Like, probably not going to change my life too much. Might even make it better. So if they try to scare us that aliens are out there and they're going to, take over, honestly, a change would be welcome at this point. Thanks for watching, and if you are not already subscribed to the channel, please do so, and do not forget to like and comment and share widely among your friends.